Hello everyone. I thought I'd make a video to show some of my goodies that I have for EVPs and ghost hunting and so forth. I'll probably be using all these things in the future, and I'll make videos for them. And I just wanted to share you some of the goodies I have. I've made a little backboard with my ghosts and Mexican skulls probably for Dia de los Muertos. Found them at the craft store, and some spooky ghosts. Ooh, you know, you got to have something. And I've got some crystals, pendulums here. I think that may be obsidian, perhaps, maybe onyx. This is tiger eye, and I think that's rose quartz. And I got a cute little fluoride crystal here, which is kind of cool. None of these things, by the way, do anything. They just kind of look nice. I got I think it's quartz crystal here, and another quartz crystal here, and I don't know what that is, but it's kind of neat. So, and then I've got this cool little thing that changes colors. It's a prism. It's a little cube, so I stuck that onto my amplifier, which I'll introduce in just a moment. Actually, maybe I should introduce it now. As I've looked at different kinds of things on the net, there's one clown in particular who sells ghost boxes that he calls portals, and he changes names constantly and says they are the greatest thing ever invented on the planet. Well, they're not. It's just a amplifier. This is a small guitar amplifier, and attached to it are several things. I've got a noise gate over here, which sometimes I use and sometimes I don't. I've got a reverb pedal here, guitar pedal. That's all these are. It adds a little reverb that allegedly may make it easier to hear things. And I want to mention that everything I've shown so far probably makes no difference of any kind at all for gathering EVPs, so or electronic voice phenomena. The only thing that really counts are these things here. And I thought I'd show you some of my radios. The first one I have here, this is just a radio, and I bought it for, I don't remember, 15 bucks, maybe less than that. It came from China because I bought another thing. This was my first ghost box that I bought in December, an S box. And I'll turn it on in just a minute. But the S box is very loud, and I was looking on the net one day, and I came across this other radio. Well, it's exactly the same thing. A few more buttons on the front, and a few things are placed in different spots, but I'm sure it's made by the exact same company. They're just too similar to think otherwise. So I'll be showing those off in a moment. Next, I have, let's see, as far as radios are concerned, what do I have? I have this Gradio, and I saw this first online, and I just got this last week, so I haven't used it at all. In fact, everything's still new. I haven't used most of the things very much. And this is just a radio. I got it, I think it was Amazon. I really despise Amazon. I try to boycott them. I've had nothing but problems with them, but I think it's the only place where you can purchase these. So this is called a Gradio, and it's just a radio. It's called an R916, and it has a cherry wood finish. And the reason I got that, not only had I seen this on YouTube, Phantasma's the channel. I'd like to watch that channel a lot. I think the guy's really interesting. But I also saw this device, which is a Paranologies. Oh gosh, I just got this too. What's it? I can't remember the name. It was Paranologies. It's a radio that's got a motor inside. I'll show that to you in a moment. This was considerably more expensive than my thing from Amazon, and I'm sure that the guy who built it, he claims to have custom built it, and I have no reason to doubt that, creates a what do you call it, 3D printer case, which is apparently has kind of wood filament on it. And then he burns it. You'll notice that my wood on the cherry has actually been burned here. That doesn't make any difference. And he put a radio, not a radio, but a motor inside that makes the radio spin to random channels to simulate what other things do electronically, which is kind of cool. So I'll demonstrate that a little bit this evening. And then the second, and so far I think it's my favorite spirit box, is everyone's got to have at least one of these around, a PSB7. It's really a cheap device. I can't believe how cheaply made it is, but and it's quite loud, and when on some of the things, but you have to plug it in to something to amplify the sound because it's not very loud by itself. The speaker's on the back, it's not on the front, even though you got this fake grill, and it's just a little teeny box. Again, nothing fancy, kind of expensive, but it's what a lot of people use and seem to have a lot of good results. I'm still learning how to use it too. There's a thing called hush mode that you can deaden the sound on AM band sweeps, but that's kind of tricky sometimes. So right now I'm going to do a jump cut. That's one of the things you find these bogus investigators doing a lot. They turn off the camera and then they turn it back on so they can probably change the equipment around to mess with it. And I'll explain it later on. Anyways, it's something that's very dishonest. But these will be jump cuts, but I'm not actually going to be doing an EVP session tonight. I'm just going to show off my equipment. So I'm going to shut this off for a moment, and then I'll be right back. Well, this is the first gadget that I'm going to show. It's just a radio, which is exactly the same as my my S-Box, but it has a few more buttons on it. Some of the on and off buttons are a little bit different, but other than that, it's exactly the same. And I'm sure, as I mentioned earlier, they're made by the same manufacturer. Well, I'm going to turn it on now, and it's just a radio. And interestingly, oops, give me a second. There we go. I turned the volume down because it can get quite loud. Oops, this is just a little key that goes on the back. And it will actually sweep as AM and FM. If I hold the button down, I think it did it a moment ago. I'm pressing the wrong button. Give me a second. Here we go. See that it's actually sweeping. And it'll go forward and reverse. Sometimes it'll pick up a station, but when it does, it hangs there too long for really for a spirit box session. Let's see if it'll do it. Turn up the volume. There we go.
And you've been on tour with the national.
See that it just hangs on too long. So I wouldn't trust this. I wouldn't trust this to do an EVP session. But this is, like I said, it's just a radio. And it has AM and FM.
That's 15% on top of them.
Yep, so I'll turn that off. And my next device, which is basically the same thing, but it's been changed electronically on the inside, is this Xbox. And I want to put my camera down for just a moment so I can set it up. Here we go. And as I said, the S-Box was the first real spirit box that I purchased. It's very loud, and I'm not sure if I'm fond of it or not. It's a nice little radio, but I'll turn it on.
Xbox.
And the battery is very low.
FM.
I guess it's not. And of course it will scan AM and FM.
Speaking.
I say hello. My name's Jeff. Is anyone here? Can you say my name? My name is Jeff. Hello? Let me say goodbye for now. This is just a demonstration of my equipment. There we go. Okay. I'm going to turn this off and we're going to jump cut right now so I can get my next set of equipment out. Okay, here we go. This is my Gradio, and I just got this last week. This is just a radio, and it's an R916. It's exactly like my other ghost box that I'll demonstrate in a minute, my Paranologies radio, except that's been altered. So I'm going to turn this on. Pretty cool, huh? And you have to manually sweep. Hello. Are there any spirits here? If there are any spirits here, please say hello. My name is Jeff. Can you say my name? What is your name? Spirits here, please say something. I'm not sure if I heard anything or not, but again, this is just a demonstration, so I'm going to shut this off. Oops, this device does have AM and FM on it. And again, you must manually sweep. The next one, this is the fancy one. That was custom built, I guess. Not for me, but the man who makes these makes them individually. And it's a Paranologies radio. And it's got this kind of burnt wood finish that's really part of the, it's a wood filament for a 3D printer. The batteries go in the back, and he's altered, I'm sure, the Gradio. And I'll turn this one, well, first let me put up the antenna, and I'll turn on maybe. Oh, I guess the batteries have died. I'll be right back. Okay, stupid me. The batteries didn't die. It might help if I turned it on the right spot. There's a button on the back. And I thought, new batteries, what's going on here? Here's the button on the back. You press the button. It's quite loud. I'm going to turn it down right now. But there's a motor inside that randomly sweeps to different radio stations. Kind of ingenious, really. Hello, if there are any spirits are out there, my name is Jeff. Can you tell me your name? Hello? I'd really like to hear from you. Wasn't sure if I heard something or not.
I like you a lot, baby.
It's evening here. Actually, it's getting a little late. Would you like to say something? Well, I'm not sure if I'm getting anything tonight, but I'm gonna turn it off for now. It's been kind of an ingenious device. AM, FM, and analog. Not a digital radio, an analog radio. I'm presuming it's analog. I don't know what the interior is, but okay. The final device, it's going to take me a minute to set up, so here's another jump cut. Okay, this is my final setup I'm going to share tonight, and several things. This is my enhanced spirit box. Some people call it a portal, some people call it lots of different names, but I call it a enhanced spirit box. I heard that several others referred to it that way, and I've attached several things to it. One clown, who is, I think, probably one of the most unscrupulous people I've ever seen on the internet, sells these things for thousands of dollars. And he claims to speak to Jesus and every dead celebrity. It's really pathetic. And he's been shown to be a fraud, or at least he's done a lot of things that have been proven to be a fraud. I don't know if all of them are, but it's pretty disgusting. Anyways, most of this stuff is just for looks. This here is a noise gate I got, and I got it very cheaply, probably $20, $25 maybe. And I've also attached a reverb pedal that's right here. And I've got that on now. I don't have the noise gate on. As I mentioned earlier, I bought this cool little glass prism, just kind of neat. It does nothing. And something I didn't show, whoops, I could put that little crystal right there. It fell over. Was I also bought a battery pack, and which plugs into these cool lights. And the lights do absolutely nothing. They just kind of look cool. So I'm going to turn them on now. And I got them very inexpensively, maybe 12, 15 bucks again. Let's see, is that on? It's on. And there we go. There's all kinds of different settings, but it flashes with your voice. Isn't that cool? Again, does absolutely nothing, but it looks cool, so why not? And it's got this little remote control. I haven't learned how to use it yet, but there are different settings, and you can make different colors and all kinds of stuff. It'll flash on and off depending on how you do it. Just really kind of cool overall. So here, I'll just put it on that one right now. I have no idea what it does. And I can also dim it, turn it down, if I'm doing this in the dark. I think that's all the way down. I don't know. And I can also make it really bright. I think it's on a high setting. I have no idea, but I turned it up. I'm going to turn it down a lot. We don't need it really bright for this. And I've got my PSB7. That's a box spirit box that many, many, many people use, and I think I've set it up on hush mode. I learned from Phantasma, who looked at my site. He's a guy in England. I like watching his channel. He's really interesting. Anyways, he mentioned I had posted an earlier picture of this when I set it up the other day, and he mentioned to move my PSB7 away from the box because it makes a noise when it's near electronics, and I've also moved some other electronics away from the box. So I'm going to turn this on now. Actually, it's already on. Here, I'll turn in the. I never did take the plastic protective cover off of it, but I turned on the backlight, and I'm going to move that away. And I've turned it off here on the amplifier. So here we go. I've got the amplifier on, and again I've added reverb. And this is on AM right now. It's swooping, I think, at 350 milliseconds. So let's just try a few things. If there are any spirits here, feel free to say hello. My name is Jeff. Did I hear someone say hi? Can you say hi? Hello? It would be very cool if you said hello. I'm just sitting here. Couldn't understand that, but I'm just sitting here and showing off my equipment. Would you like to say something? I have a lot of different radios and spirit boxes, ghost boxes. Do you have a favorite so far? Probably don't. I haven't done this very much. This is interesting because sometimes I can hear something, but I can't make it out. You like the lights? How about the cool stickers? You like the cool stickers? You got the different pendulums up there. Nice crystals. What was that? Well, this is just a demonstration. I'm going to say goodbye for now. So, would you like to say something before you say goodbye? Goodbye. You said something. I hope we're going to chat again. I thought it said goodnight at the end. Anyways, I turned it off at the power on the amplifier instead of the PSB7, just for the sake of this video. But anyways, that's it. Hope you enjoyed my little introductory video, and I'll be on some more. I'll probably make shorter videos. I don't know how long this will be. Probably, my guess, 15, 20 minutes. But I prefer shorter videos, 10 minutes or so. I think those are best. So take care and talk to you later. Bye now.